When I said yes to making YouTube videos because I wanted a way to make extra money so I could create more options in my life that were beyond just my paycheck, I did not realize how many other opportunities I also said yes to quietly. And they are now starting to reveal themselves. I opened my email the other day to a speaking engagement pitch, a couple people wanting to meet and talk with me, some spam, and a couple random brands reaching out that I did confirm were legit, but they did not align with my message. So had to leave them on red. But starting that YouTube channel, my YouTube channel 7 months ago, I just didn't realize all the other things that would come with it. If I'm being honest, have been so focused about being monetized on YouTube by making money through AdSense because that's all I heard and that was really all that I knew. But when I started this channel and I started doing more research and I started, getting coaching support, I realized that it's actually much more than that. When you say yes to your options, you're saying yes to being visible in some capacity, whether you're choosing to start recording voice memos and turn them into podcasts, whether you're choosing to start turning on the camera and then talking, and the way that you can repurpose all of these methods, right? The camera videos can then be broken down to a transcript that could be broken down to an email that I put on my Substack. It can also be broken down to like multiple captions for my post or my random thoughts. And the same goes for when you start talking, if you do voice memos or anything along those lines. Those are some of the opportunities that just come from you using your voice. But then there's like another layer of opportunity that comes because you then realize you have this like intellectual property, this point of view, you have these skills, you have this lifelong experience, this life lived experience rather, that not only becomes story time for you to be able to share and connect the dots with people, but then you build out digital products. And digital products can quite literally look like whatever you want them to look like. I've started creating some digital products. I have one that's available right now called the Exit Plan, and that was literally my first next step after I had recorded, I think, well over 50 YouTube videos at the time, because I was working on figuring out how to exit my job, but I didn't see exit in the sense of just exit. I saw it in the sense of like, I need to create some options for myself. I need to know what is my financial margin. You know, if I were to take a new job with a pay cut, what is like my bottom floor, you know, the lowest that I could go or I'd be willing to go if I had to do that. So all of that information was created into the exit plan, and it's a preparation plan. It's a plan for when you realize that you're ready, you're going to be making a shift. This is the guide to help you get to that shift mindfully, strategically, and prepared. Because one thing that I've learned after now leaving 2 jobs in 6 months for the first time in my life, you want to do things where you don't feel like reactive or frantic, because when you're in that space, you will make decisions that aren't always the best decision, you know, and it's different when you can make a decision from a place of like calmness and peace, and just having a little more autonomy than versus like, dang, my back is against the wall. Like, I gotta hurry up and figure something out. And then you may end up taking something that you didn't even really mean to take and then repeating the same pattern in a new situation, in a new environment, from a job that you really didn't want to be at. Mm-hmm. So all that to say, that was the exit plan that I ended up creating. And I did not realize that starting on YouTube or making myself more visible would then lead to my community finding me and creating offers to support the woman that is finding me. That is quite literally crazy. I think sometimes when we are just throwing spaghetti against the wall, or just like expressing our emotions and just talking, or when you make the crazy decision to be seen, because I know it could be scary for a lot of people, because you may be wondering, what are other people going to think? Are they going to judge me? What are my friends and family members going to say? You know, oh, strangers are going to see me. And what if my coworkers see me? And all those natural thoughts, when you start putting yourself out there and those like thoughts start to come, you gotta push past it. Y'all, I gotta tighten this phone. You gotta push past it, because who you are becoming, even in spite of those things, the decision to still show up anyways, no matter how crazy it looks, no matter how crazy it sounds, is literally 100% worth it. Because you are building the character, you're building the skills, you're building your voice, you're building your ability to become the person you want to be, but change your life in the way that you want it to change. I quite literally reached a point where I was like, yo, my vision is so much greater than your feedback. My vision is greater than your comment. My vision is, I deserve my vision. And this is the way that I think I can get it. And that's what I started doing. So putting myself out there, my community started finding me. Y'all have been finding me. And I've worked for years to really just like build a community online on Instagram. And it was really challenging to do that because I felt like I was in a sea full of a bunch of people. And yes, YouTube can be that way too, right? But with YouTube, I think there's a different level of intention around people that come and choose to listen and watch a video versus somebody that is talking for 15 seconds on a reel and then you're on to the next one. 1 minute you're in Turks and Caicos, the next you're in a rap house, trap house, and then the next you're on the news, and then the next you're swimming with dolphins, and then the next you're hearing about a tragedy. Well, maybe I just described TikTok. I don't know. But I'm saying all that to say, I realized for me that those micro platforms where you get those micro hits just wasn't what aligned for me. And the fact that I've been able to actually build such a beautiful community of people that are here, y'all show up, y'all are in the comments. Yeah, I've gotten some emails and I've read them. I just appreciate that so much. And then you're trusting me and believing me to like help guide you on your journey, to help you create your first option, to help you start building towards the life that you want, to help you see what's possible. I think that's really what this whole thing is about, to show people what's possible as I'm learning what's possible for myself. You know, taking these leaps, they require some audacity. Leaps require audacity. Leaps require audacity. And I found the audacity to take multiple leaps, more than I can count. And I've somehow chosen to do this publicly on video and talk about it. So you just never know where this journey is going to take you, but it's worth the exploration. It's worth the adventure. It's worth you. Y'all, I have got to, this is not tightened. That's my issue. I got my car detailed the other day and, I think I missed putting this back where it's supposed to go. So bear with me, y'all. But it's just so worth it. And I think when you are in a space where you are trying to figure out, you know, how do you want to go about creating your options, what's going to make sense for you, this is where I invite you to join the first cohort. Now, I thought I was calling this the visibility cohort because visibility is a part of the requirement, but I realized that that's not this. This is truly build your first options. And y'all helped me figure that out because I realized that I was talking to two different women, and some of y'all are in two different spaces, and those that have joined me on the Clarity Hour Live, which have been truly like very soul filling for me. holding that space. The ladies are all in different places, some in therapy, some wanting to start a YouTube channel, some just trying to figure out how to properly declutter their home and so they can then declutter their mind. Just different spaces everywhere, but across the board, the common desire is to create your option beyond your one paycheck, your option that can start getting you to a place of some form of freedom, and just at least getting an idea or a sense of what that can look like for you. Now, I'm a fan of YouTube, so I'm definitely going to encourage that, but I'll save that for a different video. But whatever it may be, this is going to be that space where you build your one option. So after the 6 weeks of spending time with me and the ladies in the community, you'll walk away knowing exactly what you're going to do and exactly how to execute, and a framework and a plan to be able to make it happen for yourself. And I think that's the gift. When we get to a place where, for me right now, just being in this new space kind of feels a little scary, because now I'm not just praying the prayer, I'm living in the answered prayer. So now it's like, all right, Lord, how do I steward this? How do I steward this energy? How do I steward this newness? And how do I steward the elevation? Because even my coach, she's been calling me to hire. She basically told me the other day, okay, Renee, now it's time you're in a space now. You've done YouTube for 7 months. You have grown and you have shown that you know what you're doing. You are in a space now where it's time to offer a high ticket offer. And when she said that, I was like, whew. And I know what high ticket is. High ticket is anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. I've done it twice before when I was health coaching, but it's been a very long time since I've sold anything like that. And when she kind of explained it to me, it just helped me see the pieces to the puzzle and where I'm at and where I've grown. It actually made a lot of sense. So every time that she's challenged me, I have stepped up to the challenge. And it's a challenge for me because it's getting me out of a comfort zone, but getting me into the new reality that I've been saying that I've wanted, that I've been praying for, that I've been working towards, right? And it's another pathway for me to continue to build my options for myself too, while I'm showing you how to do it for yourself. So pretty much whatever I'm learning, I'm now taking that, I was about to say regurgitating. Not the word I want to use, but taking that, repackaging that, and then offering that back up to you, because that's the best thing I can do. I can't teach you something I don't know. I can't teach you something I don't know, but I can teach you what I do know. I can teach you how I showed up, how I picked which platform that I wanted to be on out of LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I can tell you how I picked the platform that I wanted to be on. I can tell you how I got monetized in 63 days. I can tell you how I get paid from YouTube. And now I can tell you how I'm building my options to increase the extra money that I desire to have. I can tell you that. I can't tell you how to, grow your Instagram shorts or, things like that. But I ultimately can tell you the process that I went through and how to use your story, to the power of your ability as leverage, how to use your story as relatability, how to use your story as a source of income to make room for you. How dope is that? The fact that you get to use the things that you've gone through, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, to be able to communicate something to other people that need it as well. You're a mom of 4 and some of your children are autistic. How do you handle being a mom with autistic children? How do you juggle your life? You are 50, working in corporate, ready to create your exit plan. You've been doing this thing for over 25 years. How are you creating your exit plan for other 50 plus club community members to see, for them to be able to gain your experience? You are a breast cancer survivor. You went through a double mastectomy. How are you working out in a way that doesn't affect being a part of the fake titty club? That is probably low-key a video that I will record for another day. So I am telling my business again. But I say all that to say, you have something. When I talk to women, when I read your comments and you say, I don't know what to yap about, girl, let me help you unpack it. Let me help you unpack what to yap about, because there are literally stories happening in your life every single day. We just sometimes are removed from the moment where we can't see the story, but capturing your thought, your feeling, your emotional expression, your why, sometimes even your trigger. Those things are all stories, and they connect to build upon who you are, build upon why you're making a decision. I'm in the car right now driving an hour and a half to work today, even knowing that I have less than 30 days left at this job, but I've been bringing y'all along with me. Y'all been on this commute a few times already in these past couple months. And I mean, man, I guess you could say we're getting down to the last little bit of our commute. And I'm just enjoying the beauty of the sunrise, the beauty of my new decision, and the beauty of just, I guess you could say, like, feeling a little more free. I don't know all the next steps. I did this exit plan without a plan B, if I'm being honest. But one thing I am betting on right now is myself. And yeah, I'm excited to just continue to take other women on the same journey of what I've been able to do in the span of these 7 months. And now I'm learning more options beyond the options that I have now. So stay tuned for those, because I'm going to be sharing that with you too. That's the best way I can serve. What do they say? Take one, teach one, or teach one, reach one. Something like that. I think the teachers know what I'm trying to say. But that's what this is about. Teaching you what I've learned and what I've been able to do. And I want to keep the cohort intimate. I've been very adamant about that. I like it intimate and small, so we all can really connect with each other. The ladies are able to really build relationships with each other, and you're going through this together, because the statistics and the outcomes, and even for myself being a part of two community cohorts right now, it is so powerful when you have accountability, when you have other people that can answer your questions too, other people that get it and see the vision. When you're in a sea full of people that are literally trying to make the same thing happen, the motivation is higher, it's stronger, the energy feels different, and y'all are quite literally at the point where you're like, oh, something's got to change. Something's got to give, I can't keep doing it like this. And I know that now. So don't do yourself a disservice to stay in that knowing and not make the change. And we talked about this, women don't necessarily want entrepreneurship. They want options. You want the option to take Monday off if you don't want to go to work and you're not feeling well. You want the option to actually take a mental health day if your employer doesn't actually offer that up to you. You want the option to be able to have extra income coming in so you can decide how you want to spend it. What do you want to do? How do you want to invest? How do you want to start buying your time back? I think that is the key. The options they help you buy your time back. I was listening to my coach the other day, posted a video, and he was explaining how now he works about 2 to 4 hours a day. The 4-hour work week wasn't so much like his focus. The 4-day work week wasn't so much his focus, but he works about 2 to 4 hours a day, and that's optional. You know what level of life it takes to get there? And if I could be honest with you, I'm thinking, is that something that I desire for myself? Because it's not that I don't want to work. I love working, but work, and meaningful work feel like two different types of energies. And I want to do work in the meaningful lane that I'm called to be in. Work with my counseling, but work with coaching for right now. And that is, I would love to spend 2 to 4 hours a day doing that. And now I'm like, why not? Why don't you, Renee? Why don't you start working towards that? So it's cool being around other people that have been striving and have reached higher levels, because they're showing me what I have to aim for and what I have to reach for. And just the beauty of slowing down and just spending more time where my values lie, more time with my mom, more time baking with her in the kitchen and making the sourdough bread. We're going to try some pub cup recipes this week because I've been wanting to do it for months now, and I just truly didn't have the time to do that. So I'm like, no, this week we're doing it. So I told her yesterday, when I come back, we're going to do that and the sourdough bread. More time with my dad, right? Getting him out of the house and going fishing, going to the park. Like, we don't do the most. We just like to relax and be in nature or be out by water. More time with my family, traveling to see my nieces and nephews. Those are the things that matter the most to me. Those are the things that matter the most. And you know what? After my last day of work is over, I'm actually booking a flight to Atlanta because I haven't been in over a year. I miss my friends. I miss some of my favorite restaurants. I haven't seen my niece in about a year. She turned 12 a couple months ago, and I just want to relax and have girl time and go walking by the park and go to the farmer's market and like see some of my favorite vendors again. That's what I'm going to do. And that was not on my calendar last week. That wasn't on my calendar a couple months ago because so often I had to kind of negotiate like my PTO time, and it felt like I just didn't have the option to really do that. And now I do. So thank y'all. Thank you to those that show up here, comment, watch these videos. Thank you to those that have even like purchased from me and trusted me and believed in me to help you get to your next step, to help you get to some type of outcome or really just some type of revelation, because sometimes there's questions that need to be asked so we can be guided through who we're trying to be versus told. So I just want to say thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, because y'all are the reason why I'm able to go book this trip, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to have it. I really am. So if you are someone in this space too, where you are wanting to just build that first option, you've been sitting on the idea for a hot minute, it's unfinished. You started writing that publication or started that blog, but you never finished it. You have things that are just collecting dust in your mind, the ideas. This is going to be the space to be, and this is going to be build your options for cohort 1. So I would love to have you. I welcome you. The link is in the description below if you feel like this is for you. So I'm going to focus on the rest of my drive and just kind of process my own little thoughts. Yeah, what a commitment. What a commitment. All right, y'all. Until the next video. Peace out, and I will talk to you soon.